Huh. What's up, y'all? LTJ Regis here. This is Throwing Light. If you're not throwing light, you're not acting right. Episode 178, y'all. 178. Hey, we are 22 episodes away from the 200th. And what do you think it's going to be like? Well, I estimate it's going to be around January, and it is going to be transformative. I have a brand new direction for Throwing Light coming in 2027. And what better time to do it than for the 200th episode? Anyways, with that being said, I just put into production. We completed the first episode of Throwing Like the Television Show. Going to be filming here down local in Austin. Going to be featuring mainstream local Austin guests. I'm so excited about it. You'll hear more from that. Just follow me. Best place, obviously, is follow me on Instagram, where I put more of just everything here for you to digest and absorb. Throwing Like tour is still going on. I'll be changing the direction of that too in 2027. But we do have three remaining cities left. I will actually be in time of this drop this weekend heading to Fort Lauderdale to do Throwing Light Fort Lauderdale at Eagle Wilton Manors. I'm so glad I'm going to have my IMO brother, Steven Crespo, with me. Special thank you to Chuck King, too, for helping me get this organized. And I'm looking forward to meeting all the wonderful community there and doing this Throwing Light Tour panel. Two left after that. One in Providence coming October 24th, and then LA coming November 14th. Stay tuned for that. Also, remember, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because you have all the Throwing Light interviews, all the Throwing Light tour. You're going to have some of the TV episodes up on there too. All my creative work that I'm going to be putting out. I'm working on my first book, American Like Me. I'm doing reels. I'm doing just crazy stuff right now. So y'all go support me on YouTube. LTJ is here's an easy way to find it. With that being said, let's get over to our guest. We got Kevin, your Mr. Missouri Leather 2025.
Yes, sir.
Boom, I got it.
Yep.
Boom.
Uh, Welcome to episode 178. I'm Kevin. You're not throwing light.
Kevin,
Not
Kevin.
acting right.
You got to do that all over at the end. You're supposed to do
Oh,
it at
no.
the end. No, you already, so
No.
you done? Do you want to do an interview or you said everything you need to say?
No, I'm not. I'm fucking with you.
No, we
I
have
just
to
wanted
have,
to at
thank
least get
you.
one in there before I
No,
screwed
you're
it
fine.
up.
You're fine. We're getting the episode started here. Y'all, I got to meet Kevin at IML this past year briefly because y'all was doing your thing, but you stuck out to me.
I appreciate that.
And you seemed open to wanting to
Hmm.
share your journey. So
Yes.
I think we had a moment after they announced top 20. I think I came in and we chatted a little bit. I think you
We
were in a
actually,
daze a little
I
bit.
was
You were
in,
in a bit
I
of a
was in
daze.
a little bit of a daze that day. We really got to talking at the Apex party, the night of the Apex party, and
I had a good time that night.
I had a great time at
Yeah.
Apex. That was
I
a
wasn't going to go. I wasn't going to do any parties, but I'm glad I did the Apex party. That was really cool.
Apex was a good time. Yeah, after they announced the top 20 and I was like stepping down, kid you not, I was in an utter daze. I went to my handler and I just bawled. It was the only time I got totally emotional was as soon as it was all said and done. I just bawled out the biggest. It was like bittersweet, but it was also a relief. Like I did it. I did something that a lot of people are afraid to do, and you don't need to be afraid to go do it. Just go do it. So
Um,
yeah, I was a little in the daze there.
where were you when you started crying or you had your breakdown?
I was on the steps of the Riviera Theater. Like my handler went downstairs to look for me as I was coming out, and I had already went up to the mezzanine to see the rest of my team. I had the most amazing support I could ever have asked for from Missouri, and it was so humbling. But I met him on the steps as he was coming up, and he goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, "I am okay." And he gave me a hug, and I just immediately tears, just like sobbing tears. And he's like, "It's okay." And I was like, "I know, but it's a lot to process after it's all said and done." And people don't realize the relief you get.
Brandon.
And it was fun. Like I had a blast. I could never ask for a better experience than what I had at IML.
So, obviously the emotions of it's a lot. It's like doing a reality show in 2, 3 days,
Yes.
technically you are doing it you're doing it for the world to see now. Y'all's class is a second. So they did it after my class. So, we'll come back to iMail,
Hmm.
because I'm very interested to talk about Missouri and what's going on
Yes.
there. You might be my first Missouri guest. I'm not sure, but it's so
No,
important to have you here on this show.
you had
Because
my dad
Missouri's,
on here.
you had, who was that?
You had JB on here.
Oh,
JB's my
yeah.
stash dad.
Okay, I got confused. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
know why I thought JB was Twin Cities leather, so my bad. Okay,
JB is my stash dad.
all right. I like JB.
Missouri, Missouri's actually a very unique, close city. I'm in St. Louis. JB is actually Kansas City. Um, we have two leather groups here in St. Louis. We have Rudis and we have Blue Max. What's actually unique about Blue Max was one of the first all men's clubs to actually change their bylaws to accept women into it because one of their longtime members, Lady Dawn, who, if you've ever been to the leather archives, her vest is hung up there. She was a pioneer. She was like everyone's grandma, and being able to meet her, one of the nicest ladies you would ever meet. And um, St. Louis had a really rich history with one of the St. Louis bars. It was called JJ's Clubhouse. If you've ever been to St. Louis, a lot of people will sit there and say, "We miss JJ's, we miss JJ's, we miss JJ's." It was the home leather bar. It was casual bar in front, social bar or dance bar in the back. But we lost it after COVID. And then had to find a new home. And we were able to be welcomed with open arms by a couple that is actually amazing. Their names are Chad and James, and they run Bar PM. And they allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do. If I wanted to do a charity event, pick the weekend, Kevin, it's yours. I was able to raise $12,000 in my title year for the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
That's amazing.
Um,
Congratulations.
thank you. My community, I was truly, truly humbled by it, by the community. The community supported me in ways I could not ever imagine. By showing up to the events, by sitting there, they had a watch party even for me when I went and competed, and I didn't even make the top 20. I was like, talk to big game. Hey, I'm gonna make the top 20. I'm gonna make the top 20. I didn't make it. It was okay. Still had the amazing support of them watching it. Um, the leather community here is very small, um, but it's growing. I think with bringing more of the titles forth and making them more public knowledge, I think so many times as title holders, we only go to leather events. And in my year, I wanted to step out of that. I wanted to go to all the events that I could and make sure I made face. Like my one of my first big events of my title year was I came down to Austin Kink Week because Missouri and Austin created a partnership um, where I Sarad ended up giving me a ticket to come down to Austin Kink Week, and I went down there, had an amazing time. Now, Jacob Duncan is coming to judge Mr. Missouri this year or next month. So
Daddy
having that
D.
partnership, it's been lovely.
So yeah, Jacob is my immediate leather brother here down here. So I've had the wonderful opportunity of knowing Jacob for like almost 4 years now. So I just turned four actually this month in the leather community.
Oh,
Well, I said in. I'm working on working aside now, not in. So that's my new journey. So like
oh,
I'm no longer an insider anymore.
yeah.
Okay, so wonderful things. And the political climate of Missouri,
Oh,
um,
red state.
is it's not purple,
No,
like straight red all the time?
for the most part.
I thought you had
The
some
biggest
blue spots in
we
there.
have blue spots. We have the mate like St. Louis and Kansas City are the blue spots. The rest of
Okay.
the state is maybe a little in Springfield, but the rest of the state is completely red. The only thing that um we really did just do, we had a couple amendments that came to the ballot that was trying to take things that would be able to be put on the ballot away from the people. So in the state of Missouri, we only have to have so many signatures in order for the people to allow to be voted on. The state was trying to take that away from us. We were able to vote it on, and it was surprisingly 92% of the state said, no, you're not taking this power away from us. We want to make sure our people are heard and anything like that. I mean, with us legalizing marijuana, it was the people who did it. It wasn't the state.
So your state legalized marijuana?
Our state legalized marijuana. We were one of the first one, or not one of the first ones. We were like one of the middle ground ones. I think we legalized it in 2024, 2024, and then finished recreational like
Y'all
sports
got
betting. We
y'all got recreational weed in Missouri?
yeah, we got recreational weed. Oh shit, my
Yeah, I lost
oh
you. Come
no,
back. Come,
it's there. It's coming.
come back.
There it is.
I can make you come back.
Should be there. There it is. I hit my wire.
Okay,
My
you're
bad.
back. Cool. Awesome.
But
Where'd you
no.
go? Kevin, you are missing.
Hold on, let me do this. My fault.
No, it's just me again.
There it is.
Okay.
There it
Ooh,
is.
you're back. Okay. So
My
wait, okay.
fault. I hit
So
the wire.
you know what's going on here. Texas is becoming the absolute worst state to be in right now. Okay,
Ugh.
so they just put a ban on everything. It's now a felony to have, like, I think even a gram. And don't quote me on this, but I mean, but we did. You can't go. So we had the what I call you like baby weed, like
Yeah.
not the full kind, the Delta 8, all
Yeah.
that type of
The
stuff.
duh.
And they've had that for it was booming over here. And
Yeah.
so now they took all the way. I'm very interested to see how the election is going to go for Texas because they just take fun away. They don't like people to be fun.
I mean, Missouri, we are very heavy in our alcohol. I mean, we have the king of beers here, but other than like gambling, gambling's very big in the state of Missouri. Like, if you ever hear someone say it, "Hey, I'm going to the boat," they're going to go gamble.
So they're going on
Um,
Mississippi River.
the Mississippi or the Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, casinos always had to be on water in the state of
Yeah, I
Missouri.
know. Yeah. My
So,
family is from Tunica, Mississippi. I don't
ooh,
know where that is. Do you know where that
I know.
is?
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
there.
so
I've
they
been
call
there
that the
several
Las
times.
Vegas of the South.
It definitely is. Well, it used to be. When I was in my early 20s, it definitely used to be. Because I would actually go down there for poker tournaments, and it was a lot of fun.
I do not do nickel machines. I did go to Vegas like February 2025, and I did discover that I can do the little video blackjack and keep going. I'm just trying to get drinks. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I'm just trying to get drinks at the casino. I ain't trying. Like one time in Tunica, I played a nickel machine and won $800, and of course I put it all back in there. So.
hey, at least you had a good time, and it was entertainment.
I guess, but I do like to gamble a little bit. My gamble limit is $40.
Oh, I'm a lot higher than that.
I
But
bet you are.
I also play a lot of poker. I love playing poker. It's a great social environment. I love playing Texas Hold'em, so I definitely enjoy doing that.
You might have to
But
give me.
no, our state, a lot of things wrong with it. A lot of things wrong with it. Any state
Most
that's
red states have a
majority
lot of
red
things wrong.
states, it's a lot. But no, it's changing for the better a little bit here and there, but not much. Not like it drastically needs to.
So, okay. So, being a leather person in the state
Hmm.
of Missouri,
Hmm.
you're in St. Louis, JB is in Kansas. Where is Mr. Missouri held?
Mr. Missouri is held in St. Louis, and it has been running for since 1983. And we are actually one of the longest consistent. Like we have put up more. consistent or consistent contestants at IML than any other state. We have consistently put up one every single year since 1983. Um, and that is one of our contractual duties that we have to go compete at IML. If you become Mr. Missouri, you have to go compete. Um, and I was happy to join that legacy. Um, they've tried to move it. It's just so much easier to have it in in one city. And again, the bar I was telling you about, JJ's Clubhouse, held it for 20 years, held the contest, and it was always a big weekend, a big thing. And now it's changed. Unfortunately, it's changed, and it's getting better. It's growing. It's having some growing pains. I think the past couple years we went from two contestants to five contestants. I won, there was four contestants. And now I'm gonna have six when I step down. And the class I have that's coming up, I could see any one of them going to the top 20. Like, just the hard work, the drive that they are gonna be. I'm gonna be a proud dad, 100%. And they all have came to me, and I'm like, be yourself, because I know each and every one of you. If you aren't being yourself, I'm going to call your bullshit out. Like, don't be fake, because they're going to read right through that at IML. If you're fake at IML, they're going to read right through it. Just be yourself. And they don't, I, when I first heard that, when I first heard that, being told to myself, like getting ready for IML, be yourself, be yourself. I always make the joke, I'm a good Christian woman. GCW, GCW, GCW. And the funny part was, at IML, um, Siggy, Siggy goes, I don't know your real name. It's just GCW to me, and it'll always be GCW. And I goes, Siggy. He goes, what? It's GCW, and GCW just kind of stuck. So even on my posters, I signed GCW and Kevin underneath,
Well,
and
there you
that's
go.
it's a good Christian woman. They even here, that's how they all know me as, is good Christian woman. She's a good
Interesting
Christian
how you
woman.
guys get all your nicknames. Mine was just number one. So
My,
that
mine was
was my
GCW. It was
nickname.
good
So
Christian woman. And I mean, Noble was mother.
yes, I had Noble on
Uh,
Noble. So I was going to bring up Noble actually. That was my next train of thought was. Um,
Noble Noble was Noble was a lot of fun. Me and Noble were kind of like when we were down in Austin together, trying to organize a group photo together. It was, hey, I'll go get this half, you go get this half, and we'll get them back together at Austin Kink Week. And we were able to pull it together. So I love Noble.
um,
Noble's good people.
this is my question. So how many contestants that are you getting that aren't from Kansas City or from St. Louis?
Actually, none.
Yeah,
They're either from
okay.
it's so Springfield is more known for their drag. Springfield, Missouri is known for their cabarets, their drag. Kansas City is known for their drag and their cabarets. St. Louis is known for their drag cabarets, but the leather communities come out of Kansas City, which you have the Kansas City Pioneers, the Midnight How Pup Runs, and then you have the two leather groups out of St. Louis, which is Rudis and Blue Max. Those are kind of the main hubs. You'll occasionally get one or two. I have tried to visit almost all the major cities with my title. So I did go down to Springfield with my title to go to uh, the Miss Gay, I think it was Miss Gay America, one of the Miss Gay America pageants, just to show face, like making sure you're kind of overlapping with showing the support of the community when you want it in your own community. So you have to show the drag queens the same support as you want in Mr. Leather contest or any type of leather contest. You have to make sure you're supporting the whole community because you are a community leader. I actually am getting ready to go to one of my very first gay bars with my title sash that I ever went to, which is in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. It is one of the smallest towns, but it's in the Bible Belt. We call it nickname was the Tragic Attic, and it is no bigger than maybe 800 square foot, but it was where I started, and I want to make sure I at least take my title there to where I finish. So just
Perfect. I wanted to
so
talk about when you started. What got, so here's
oh
my two. It's a twofer. One,
okay.
when did you get involved in the community? Two, when did you decide to run for a title?
So I got involved in the community in 2014. I started going to JJ's Clubhouse, which was the Leather Bear Bar. Mind you, I was 21, 22 years old at this time, and I didn't know how or what to expect because society had always like shown me that it was always the big biker, muscly, cringy kind of leather scene. Like, and in my head, that's what I thought went on in this bar. Like, I didn't fully understand what leather was until I went into that bar and I put on my very first harness. And I was like, oh, I kind of feel empowered by this. I feel comfortable in this. And I will say this, the nicest, most unjudgmental people were in that bar compared to the other bars that I used to go to, which it was always the stuck up, the prima donnas, which if you didn't have six pack abs, nair, a puka shell, and popped collar, you were overlooked 100%. And
So
that was not my style. And I went to JJ's Clubhouse and immediately fell in love. Now, fast forward, I watched my very first competition there in 2014, which um, person who won was named David Payne. Um, I watched David win, and I was like, oh, me thinking in my head, I could never do something like that. I could never get on stage. Now, mind you, I was a stripper at that time. I was making money stripping on pole. Like, hey, got to make money somehow. Got to make money
no, no,
somehow. Got to pay.
I
Got to
look,
pay.
I have mad respect for the psychology of using your body for money. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I
So
I needed to make money and pay my way through college, so I was a stripper. So like people knew who I was. Um, but I watched David Payne do it, and then I watched he give it over to the next person, and then I ended up meeting Ty Portel, who was 2016, who was one of my by far favorite people in the whole world. Um, and he was uh lascivious. Jane's was their Imsel, and he told me he's like, Lascivious is super funny. She's an amazing person. Just make her laugh. That's all you got to do. And I did. And Cody Bear, even when I met Cody Bear down in Austin Kink Week, he was the same way. He's like, Ty is an amazing person. Like, and Ty started talking to me. How I ended up competing for a contest was I watched a comp I watched that contest in 2014. Fast forward about 3 years ago. I watched the Mr. Missouri Leather competition. There was only two contestants that year. And I was sitting with my handler, who was one of my good friends. He's also was a leather maker, and his name's Chris. And we were sitting there watching the competition with another leather maker and just watching it. And I was like, is this is this really a thing? And they're like, yeah. And me and Chris looked at each other and goes, why don't we both run? Let's have some fun. Let's go both run, get a idea of what our platforms want to be, and we're going to run for it next year. Mind you, this is when I still was drinking. I was like, sure, sure, let's do it. Let's do it. Year rolls around. He's like, hey, Mr. Missouri Leather's coming around. Do you want to still do it? I was like, yeah, I said I would do it, so I did it. And I ran against JB. It was the first time I ever ran for a competition. Uh, it was five contestants, and I kind of knew where I was standing. I was just going to go get experience to see if I liked it, see if I would do it again. I did it. I finished third place out of five. Did great. I understood this man, you know, systematic pull through it. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go back next year. I'm going to go back and I'm going to win. I'm going to, I hired an interview coach. I hired a speech coach. I got my looks together and I went back and I crushed it. There was no one going to beat me. And I went back as sober. I was 6 months sober at that time. I had given up alcohol and I was fine doing it. And that was my platform that I ran on was I was going to maintain sobriety through my whole title year. It wasn't that I had a problem with alcohol. I had a problem with the amount of alcohol I would drink at one time. I didn't have that off switch. I didn't have that, hey, maybe you're doing a little too much. And, I'm very poke fun, ha ha, kind of. And I didn't realize that I was hurting people's feelings of how much I was drinking and what I was saying. And I was like, my my handler again sat me down and he goes, "We need to have a serious talk and like reevaluate your alcohol." So I took that and I ran with it. I ended up teaching classes of how to socially navigate events sober and where you wanted to spend your energy, how you wanted to spend your energy, um, how understanding that if you're under the influence, you can't necessarily give consent. You cannot give consent if you are fully under the influence. So teaching people those kind of things really helped me and really navigated my path to IML. And living with Parkinson's, it people always will come up to me and say, "Hey, you're shaking. You're shaking. Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine. Do you ever need a handy? I'm your guy." Literally, if you would have heard my IML speech, the opening line was, "Hi, I'm Kevin. No, I'm not nervous. It's the Parkinson's and maybe a little bit too much Red Bull. So if anyone needs a handy, I'm your guy." And that's how I would open all my speeches.
Kevin, you just all of a sudden this interview went from like
Yeah.
just you revealed so much, and we've got to unpack all of this. So let me
Mm,
backtrack to you, and let's
sure.
actually start with we got a little bit of time here. You have Parkinson's disease.
Correct.
Let's just chat about that. Like, when were you diagnosed? When did you discover
Um,
this?
I was diagnosed 3.5 years ago. The only reason I was diagnosed was because my dad had it and my mom had it. And their doctor was like, "Hey, are any of your kids like showing signs of tremors?" I've always had tremors all the way throughout my life. So my like nickname growing up was Shakes. Different things like that. And the doctor was like, "Hey, go have your kids get tested." So I went and got tested and it came back positive that I ended up didn't have it. I had it, which they have to do blood work. They had to do a test of it. There's a whole lot of work. And I was okay with it. Like, I understand things happen. It's, turning lemons into lemonade. I make fun of myself with it constantly. And if you can't laugh about it, all you're going to do is cry. So laughter is the best policy. And I will sit there and make jokes about myself until the day I die. Like, I can't do medicine yet. I'm too young. But people, like, even at IML, they're like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? You're shaking." I was like, "Yeah, I'm totally fine." They're like, "It just, you're really shaking. Are you that nervous?" And I'm like, "No, I literally just when excitement happens, my nerves start firing more and my hands start shaking more." But no, I live with life with it. I brought awareness to it with it being my charity of choice of my title year. Um, and in my like IML speech, it's kind of like what I discussed was the struggles through it. I wanted in my IML speech, which I was able to give to my siblings afterwards, which was so nice to do because it was a way to explain my journey, my experience. It wasn't necessarily a trauma dump or anything along those lines. It was just me. And that's what I wanted to present on the IML stage. authentically, and I I felt like I did that. I My looks were all custom. I'm very much um denim, like I love the denim Levi of leather. I'm very much cowboy boots, blue jeans, vest is my normal going out. Now, if I'm gonna do full formals, yeah, it's just how I was. And I wanted just to be authentically me and not be seen with the disease that I have. It's just bring awareness, bring light to it. If people have questions, answer those questions and move on to it because the disease does not define me.
That's beautiful. I wish you the best on that journey.
Mhm.
Continue to light up the world. My cousin, she was just diagnosed recently in her very late 40s.
Yeah.
So she's, starting to have the shakes and all of that.
Hmm.
So, maybe I should get myself checked out. I shake too, but I always tell people it was a bad childhood.
Um,
I
sometimes
had
it
a
is.
horrific
Sometimes it is.
childhood and I was scared all the time. Okay, so we're getting close to the end of the show. I have one
Oh,
question left for
perfect.
you, Kevin.
Perfect.
What is one aspect of what's going on just in the world that you think we're not shedding enough light on?
I think honestly, what we're not bringing enough light onto is how our community is being treated by the outside world. Like not just even the leather community, the trans community, the um black community, everyone in the LGBTQ community, it's we're being, we were brought into light for a hot second. Now we're being pushed back into the closets, the trans, the drag queens. You know, the Leathermen always used to be the guardians of the community. We need to get back to that. We need to have the Leathermen being out back in full force, standing there and side by side with everyone and saying, "Hey, we're a full community. No one is different than anyone else." Being back at the marches, being back in front of the front lines, because that's what the Leathermen were there for, to protect the community. And we need to be back at the forefront, all of the leather people, because our leather is our armor. So let's go to battle.
Yeah, it's my morpher. Whenever I'm in trouble, I'll go, I need Leather Ranger power now.
Yeah.
I'm unstoppable. Yes, I will concur that being a leather person does feel like a superpower if you know how
Yeah.
to tap into it. Kevin,
Yes.
thank you so much for being on the show.
Of
I look
course.
forward. I'm glad you still got a little bit of time left before you're, stepping down.
Yeah.
I am glad that I had you on the show. It's,
Of
learning a
course.
lot about you is fantastic. I wish you on your endeavors. If you ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. If you got ideas or whatever, I would love to support you. And I would love you to continue being representation for people with Parkinson's disease and people that are trying to live a sober life and do their
Man,
best. Keep that up. That's a winning combination. And you're going to keep inspiring people. So don't let
trying to.
this title end the
Mhm.
inspiration that you can continue to give to the world. Okay.
Yeah.
With that
Perfect.
being said, Kevin, you got something you got to do. Are you ready?
Yeah. This is episode 178. If you're not, I'm Kevin. If you're not throwing light, you're not acting right.
That's right. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank
And
you.
Missouri. All right.
Yes.
Those recreational.
The show me state. We always show you a good time.
I'll be
We
up
will
there.
always show you
I'll
a
be
good
up
time.
there to smoke a doobie with y'all. All right. That's been a great show, y'all. We're out. Bye.
Bye.